How to scrape data from the web with UiPath. Hi Marcelo and be welcome to my channel. We'll use as a target the books.toscrape.com website. So it's basically a fictional bookstore, and so we'll extract the title and price of each listed book across multiple pages, and then we'll extract also details like the OPC and the availability that are available on the book's details page. To get started, create a new project in UiPath Studio. So the first step is to open the browser on this website. So to do it, let's use the Use Application Browser activity. And so with the browser open on the website, and I will leave the URL on the description of this tutorial. So with the website open, let's indicate it. And let's just store here the URL on the variable. And now let's define the default value of this variable, the URL of the web page. So let's see if the browser is open on this web page. So let's run our project. And we can see that it's open and then close it. To avoid the close of the browser, here on the properties of this activity, on the close property, let's define as never. So then after opening the browser on the web page, now let's extract the title and price of each listed book across multiple pages. To do it, let's here above click on Table Extraction. It's a feature that allows us to extract structured data from applications or the web. So let's get started by extracting the title. So let's click here on Add Data and indicate the title of the first book. So we can notice that UiPath has found a pattern and it's able to recognize and extract the title of each listed book on this page. So let's click here on Finish Selection and let's see the preview to see how it's being extracted the data. So let's click here on this button and we can notice that on some books the title, because it's longer, it's shortened here on the website, and so we are not getting the full title on some books. So we'll extract the title on the details. So here we are able to extract the full title as we can see. So let's here remove this column and let's extract now the price. So let's click here on Add Data and let's get the price. And here we can see that it's being recognized the price of each book. So let's click on Finish Selection. And now let's rename the column to price. And now let's see, let's get the preview of the data extracted. And here we can see the price extracted on each book. Now the next step, so we want to extract the book's data across multiple pages. So let's indicate the button where the automation should click to navigate to the next page and to then extract the books from that page. So here let's click on Next button. And now let's indicate here the button Next that allows us to navigate to the next page. So now here on settings we can limit extraction. We can find here no limit, and so the automation will extract all the books until the last page. So on my side I'll just add a limit, so when I execute the robot it will not take so long to finish. So here we have the option to limit the maximum number of rows or maximum pages to extract. So here I'll select pages and I will find 4 pages. So now let's click here to save. So here we can see the result, the use application browser. We don't need this one. We have already the one that we have defined. And then here the extractable data. So this will for now extract the price of fish listed book across multiple pages. So let's drag this activity to our use application browser and delete this one. Then let's just rename this data table to dt_books, for example. Before execute our automation to see how it's working, let's just add a write range activity to create an Excel file and to write on this Excel file the data extracted. So for now will be the price of fish listed book. So let's write activity. And so let's define here the name of the Excel file to be created. Then here the sheet name. And now we have to indicate the data table to write on Excel file, and it will be so the data table from our extraction. Then on the properties, just make sure you check the option have headers to add on the first row of our Excel file the column names of our data table. So let's see how it's working, our automation. So I will close just the browser and let's run our automation. So the browser was open and we can notice that is being done a navigation to each page. On my case, it will stop on the page number 4 because I have here limited the extraction. So now let's see here on the project panel, let's refresh it and we can see that was created an Excel file. And we can see on this Excel file the price extracted from each listed book. On my case, the books of the first 4 pages. So now, as a next step, we have to find a way to navigate to the details page of each book to then extract the title and then the UPC and the availability. So how we can navigate to the details of each book? We can notice that on the title of each book, we have basically the URL to open the details page. So if we expect the title, so we can do right click and click on inspect, we can see that it's stored on the title the URL to access to the details page of the book. So how we can extract this URL from the title, so from this element on each listed book? It's very simple. So here on the extractable data activity, let's edit the extract data. And here we have an option to extract URLs or image sources from an element. So we know that the title stores the URL. So what we will do, we'll enable this option. And now let's click on Add Data and indicate here the title. And we can see that it was created 2 columns. The first one that stores the title, and then the second one, the URL. So if we finish the selection, and now if we preview the data, we can notice this column stores the details page URL of each book. So we can delete this column, and now the one that stores the detail page URL, let's rename it to details page URL. And now we can save. And let's just run our automation to see if it's added to our Excel file a new column with the details page URL of each book. So I'll close the Excel and run the automation. So let's open the Excel file, and we can see now that we have a new column that has so the details page URL of each book. So now that we have the page details URL on our data table of each listed book, we can now create here a loop for each row of our data table. And on this loop, we will navigate to the details page of each book to then extract the title, UPC, and availability. So here we want to create a loop for each row of our dt_books data table. And first, we want to navigate to the details page of the current book, so the book related to the current row that it's being iterated. So to navigate to URL, we'll use the go to URL activity. And so we have to indicate the URL to navigate. So it will be stored on the row. And now we must indicate the column name that stores the URL. So in our case, we can see the column name, it's details page URL. So here between the quotes, let's add here the column name and then add a dot to string. So let's just see if it's been done the navigation to each details page after the extraction. So I will close the browser and run the automation. So we can see it's being done in navigation, so it's working as expected. So now that we are able to navigate to the details page of each book, we are able to extract then the title, UPC, and availability. So now let's set up the extraction of the title, UPC, and availability. So just open the browser on the details page of certain book. And now let's start by extracting the title. So to extract it, we'll use the get text activity. Inside of the for each row in the data table cycle. That's important because then we'll navigate to the details page, and on this cycle we want to then extract the title and so on. So let's indicate here the title and let's confirm. So here let's create a variable to store the title. Then let's extract the UPC. So here let's use another get text activity, and let's indicate here the UPC value. And now let's indicate the answer will be so the UPC level, and let's confirm. And let's create a variable to store the value. Then let's add another get text to extract the availability. So let's indicate the answer and let's confirm. And let's create another variable. So now let's check if it's been extracted, the title, UPC, and the availability. So let's add the message box after the extraction of these values. And so let's here write first title, and then let's call the variable. Then we can add a new line. And let's write UPC, and let's call the variable, let's start UPC, and then let's add a new line, and then let's write the availability, and let's call also the variable that stores the ability. So let's see how it's working. So let's run our automation. And here we can see on the details page of this book was extracted title, the OPC, and the stock with success. Now, if we click on OK, we'll be done the navigation to the details page of the next book. And here we can see, so was extracted title, availability, and also PC. And also the same for the next one. So it's working as expected. So we can stop and remove the message box. So now let's add these values to our data table to then write these values also in our Excel file. So let's before add 3 columns to our data table. So for now we just have 2 columns that came from the extraction, the price and details page variables. So now let's add 3 more, one for the title, another for the PC, and another for the availability. So to add a column to the data table, let's use the activity add data column. And so let's indicate the column name. So first UPC or title, and to the data table where we want to add the column, the new column. So it will be the DT underscore books. And now we just have to do the same for the other ones. So here UPC, and then here another for the availability. So I'll just use here a sequence, and here let's add our add data columns activities, and here let's rename the sequence to add columns to data table. So now that we have 3 new columns on our data table, we can assign these values on the row to these columns. So here we are iterating a row, and now this row will have so values for the price, for details page variable, and then we'll have 3 columns that will be empty, that will be the new ones, the OPC, title, and so on. So now we'll assign on this row to these columns the values. So we'll use a multiple assign. And so first on our row, on the column title, we'll assign the title. Then on our row, on the column OPC, we'll assign the OPC, and then on our row, on the column availability, we'll assign so the availability extracted. So now if we run our automation, it should open the browser, extract the price of each book across multiple pages, and then extract on the details page of each book the title, OPC, and the availability, and then we should see on the Excel file all of this data extracted. So let's see if it's working as expected. So now it's being done in navigation, and then we'll see the navigation being done to the details page. So now let's just wait a bit. So the automation already finished. Let's just check our Excel file. And here we can see the price extracted, the details page URL, and then the title and the OPC and the availability extracted from each book. So we can see that our automation worked as expected. So if you like this tutorial, please give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel so you will not miss any tutorial that I launch here on the channel.